Hey guys, welcome back from Classic Work. I got a request a little while back that somebody said they want to see a shop tour of Classic Work. So here we are, and I guess we'll start from outside. If y'all are a fan of the show, y'all probably seen my Classic Workmobile, old 57 GMC with a 270 in it. That's my way to work every day, or here. And this here's the shop. That's my dad's truck behind there. And it's a pretty good sized shop. It's probably, Dad's main shop over here is probably about 40 by 80. That's probably about right. And then over here, that's my shop. Here's the entrance, just a roll-up door. And my shop is about 20 foot by 30, if anybody's just interested in it. Do a quick look through. And we'll start on the right side over here. This here is a 4-foot sheet metal brake. This one here is made by Inco. It's a pretty good brake. It's not the most best one in the world, but it's done some really good work, and I enjoyed it. Have enjoyed it. A lot of my scrap metal I keep down here, aluminum and copper, steel, and then here's my workbench. If y'all are a fan of the show, y'all have probably seen it a couple of times. I've got some various layout tools, hand saws, that kind of stuff. Got a pretty good size vise on here. I think it's a Chinese vise, but it's still a pretty heavy vise. And I got collections of pistons. My dad's a diesel mechanic, and we see all sorts of weird stuff. This right here was caused by, this came out with John Deere, I think, big tractor. Too much ether. Shooting into a motor trying to get it started. As you can see, it blew right through the side. Not changing your oil, valve went through the piston, all sorts of funky stuff. But this right here is my fine woodworking tool cabinet. I built this several years ago. I've got all my nice planes and spoke shaves and dovetail saws and all that good stuff. I got a nice collection of planes. Keep my scroll saw on this side. You can kind of see how that's made on there. Give y'all some ideas if y'all want to make anything like that. Real simple stuff. Got a drawer on the bottom where I keep all of my like folding stick rule and various little small hand tools, brass hammer, sharpening stones, that kind of stuff. I love this case because it keeps everything dry and keeps the rust and everything out. It's a real nice case. I've enjoyed it. We'll keep walking down here. This is where I got my chisels set up. Just nothing but a hole with a little bit of slant on it. Real easy to build, real simple. And I've got for my circular saw blades for chop saw or anything. They just a little piece of 1/4-inch plywood. That kind of holds them upright. It keeps them from getting dinged or anything like that. Pretty good setup. On top up here, I used to do a fair bit of sand casting. You can see some of my sand casting flasks. That was a small one. This one here is a pretty good size one. You can see where the burn marks and some of it from spilled aluminum. That's some of the patterns that I've made up there. I've got some old gasoline powered blow torches back from the early 20s. We'll keep on walking. Got my radio and a couple of small parts organizers. Got my other vise on this end. I use this one a good bit because it's so small. Got a little anvil right there, a little mangula in the back. Got my scroll saw back here. I don't use a scroll saw very much. That's a Craftsman, and I just don't have a huge need for it. I use it every now and then. This is a Tachi belt sander, 6-inch belt. It's got the disc and belt combination on it. My little Delta 6-inch pedestal grinder. You can see my little belt sander back there. That's porta cable. Got my hose reel. I got this little cabinet right here for holding all my chucks for my air stuff. This here's an old antique hand drill press. My grandfather gave it to me. It's a pretty neat little rig. I got to do some work on it. If you can tell, I'm probably not steady enough with the camera, but the chuck is not turning true. Somebody's done bent this shaft. I don't know how that happened, but I'm gonna fix it one day. Got a shelf right here with all my chemicals and some of my power tools down on the bottom. If you saw that hook right there, it's a chain fall. It's up there. this shop has got a really neat monorail that goes around the shop, and you can pick some pretty heavy stuff up with it. I've never picked up anything more than about 300 pounds with it, but it's pretty neat. We'll keep walking around. There's my clamp rack. Got various clamps. Them's all bar. Got some pipe clamps. Got some old-fashioned hand screw type. Some wood turning gouges, and on this side I've got more clamps. Got my fan up here, and these are various bridge blocks for the workbench that I've used in past videos. I've got an old Rockwell, I think this is a 36-inch lathe. Pretty old lathe, but it's still a good one. Got a little Delta drill press here. Real good drill press. Most drill presses that I've used are real loud. Tell by this one, it's fairly quiet. So that was a nice little drill press there. Over here I've got my Jet Spindle Sander, probably the newest tool I have in the shop as of right now, and I love this thing. I don't know what I did before it. Up here is my Jig Wall. You can see I got tons of junk up here. I got homemade speed square. I've got this right here was an Da Vinci unbalanced wheel that I was working on. It kind of failed miserably, but made a cool looking pattern out of it. I'll get back on that eventually, but anyways, I've got some feather boards and the homemade miniature miter box that I made in a previous video, and just some random stuff, little jigs and whatnot for drill press and table saw. We'll back up a little bit. Got a filing cabinet here, got a bunch of more junk on it. I keep a lot of my patterns that I do for wood burning. I keep some plumbing stuff and electrical stuff in here. My little wood burning stove, as small as it is, this little stove heats this entire shop. I've got, I think these are 16-foot ceilings in here. They may be a little bit taller, but it heats this whole place. It does a pretty fantastic job. The fan for blowing the heat around in the wintertime. It doesn't really do good in the summer. Got the wood pile back here. I got my little bandsaw here. This here is a Powermatic 14-inch, real good heavy saw. Wood pile over here. This here is a Rockwell Buck Saw. Really good cross cutter. It can cut up to 20 inches, I believe. And on the bottom under here, I've got a nice vacuum cleaner, shop vac style. This here has got the stainless tank on it and everything. It's a real nice shop vac. Keep on walking. This here's my Tachi miter saw. This is a real good saw. I got this for Christmas one year, I do believe. Nice saw. Got my cordless drill holders and my charging station. And coming on down here, this here's an old Rockwell rail arm. It's a pretty good saw. It's pretty old, and whoever had it before me, it's sat up for a long time, and it's got a few issues, but it's still a pretty decent saw. This here is my brake drum forge that I made years ago. Probably the first video I ever made, put on YouTube. It's a pretty good forge. As you can see, I got ventilation going up through this window up here. I got old Craftsman machine lathe. As you can tell, it's not in service right now. And then I've got another SA200 welder. This one runs, but it does not weld. The shunt coils are bad in the generator, and one day I'm going to break down and do a video on how to replace them. That's the coils that are back behind the motor down here. You have to take the whole motor away from the generator in order for it to get to them. So I'll do a video on that one day. Oh, I got my, over here on the island where the table saw is, I've got a Dewalt Planer. Real nice planer, good finished planer. Y'all probably remember this if you've seen any of my old videos. This here is a Bosch table saw, 4100. Real good table saw. I've got a 175 Lincoln Square Wave welder. Pretty decent stick and TIG welder. Got another welder over here. This is a Lincoln 250 Work Power. It is done throwing a rod, and I've got to work on it one day. Got a Lincoln 180 Mig Welder. It's a pretty good little welder. I've enjoyed it. As you can tell, I'm a pretty big Lincoln fan. I got nothing against Miller, but just a Lincoln guy. Coming over here back to the island, this is my Grizzly 6-inch joiner. real good machine. I was impressed with how well this was made. It does some really good work. Coming on over here, this here is my jet table saw, and this is relatively new to the shop. When I got it, it wasn't in near this good condition. I actually painted 2 bathrooms for it in exchange for it, so I thought I got a pretty good deal. And coming back over here, this here is my Rockler woodworking bench. You've seen it in every video that I've ever made, and I'm super proud of it. I can't tell you how much work I've done on it. But that is the complete shop. I'll do a quick little pan here and let you look at it. But it's a nice shop. It's a good size. I've enjoyed it. I've pulled some pretty big stuff in here, everything from trucks to, we've had tractors in here before, and it's got good circulation in it, you know, for heating and cooling. It's got real deep ceilings in here. One thing I like about it, it kind of sucks in the wintertime when it's bad cold, but in the summer it's nice. It kind of creates some downdraft in here. But anyways, that's my shop. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it. If you want to, you can subscribe to me if you like this video if you liked it. And once again, from Classic Work, y'all take care. I'll see you next time.